all good. Just a girl up the block that was hot, that I crushed on a lot. We were kids, so the vibe that we had for each other was crazy intense, but we didn't. From the people around us, they never could find out the things that we did. So we kept it a secret that no one could find out. Now look at you. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know we've been cool since we were 3. Oh yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. A lot of time has gone by in our lives. We got kids, I got 3, you got 2. I see your family a lot on TV, and I like all the things that you do. But I'm starting to see all the things that I wanted in her isn't you. It's been wearing on me, and I'm starting to think that you're feeling it too. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know we've been cool since we were 3. Oh yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free. I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. Is there more to our story than friends? And if so, we ain't got to pretend. If I know and you know what we know, we can do what we both been really wanting to do for a while and just go. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know we've been cool since we were 3.
What up, Dalvis? Greetings.
You were young and fine and free.
How are ya?
I ain't never gonna judge you, you ain't gotta pretend for me. I know your story and the way you used to be. Oh girl, you know we've been cool since we were 3. Ah yes, you showed me you were young and fine and free.
Oh, when the night becomes the morning, the sun starts shining.
Hey, Primrose, how you feeling?
Birds, they start to sing and go.
Gotta say much love to everybody watching on Jamaicans.com. Those people watching on the Homegrown G Code platform, thank you so much for vibing with us. I appreciate you. It's a vibe indeed.
Morning paper, then smile from here to there. Ooh, this loving feeling that's coming over.
Got a nice convo coming your way, trust me.
Could it be I'm
say like the one at Primrose?
Heavens, could it be? Yeah. I feel like a child, yeah. So humble in my eyes. Oh. That's what you do to me. I think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love. Think I'm in love with you, baby. Yeah. You said you're really happy the way these months have been. We've got a bottle chilling and the lights already dim. The night is just beginning. There's something else upstairs. Ooh, baby.
Tell your friends to tell their friends. It's a vibe, trust me.
Ooh, this loving.
Hallelujah, Wagwan fam.
Coming over me. Could it be a funny head over heels? Ooh, girl, I'm shaking. Way down in the deep. That's how you make me feel, yeah. in love. I think I'm in love.
Wow, go on, turn it up, radio, large up yourself.
Yeah.
Blessings to my YouTube fam. Everybody say, yo, no, some forget me over YouTube. I don't forget y'all, man. Got a lot of technology going on in here, and contrary to popular belief, I'm not that up on things, you know. Just a kid from Ocho Rios with a couple of cameras and a microphone, you know. And a whole bag of music, yeah. It's about that time, though. I'm telling you, it's about that time. I'm gonna squeeze one more.
Yeah.
Just one more. This one right here is Jay Will and the Raps and Kush Band.
Oh, this love and feeling that's coming over me. Good at being falling. Oh, girl, I'm shaking. Way down in my knees. Oh, baby, that's what you do to me. Could this be love?
One of my favorite songs to have ever put pen to paper for, you know what I mean? Pick up Gia Will, pick up the entire band. I miss y'all too, trust me. I'm coming back, album coming soon, we'll be out there. We are gonna do it, trust me. Just keep hitting us up on social media at my G Cole, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'll let you know what's going on. One more, then I got to get this conversation started, all right? I'm gonna give you another minute to tell your friends to tell their friends to join us right here. If them not they whack.
I say you're never gonna get me down. Oh no.
Special guest in the building this evening, trust me.
Peace of mind is a holiday, and it's a trip that I love to take. And every time that I make this journey, it just blows my mind away. Peace of mind is a holiday, and it's a trip that I love to take. And every time that I make my journey, it just blows my mind away. It's such a blessing to be alive in this world that we all reside. And you can
What a friend.
what you want to.
Wow, go on, Jadan.
Just love my chilling time. I get a thrill like every day, sitting here and watching the children play. I read them a book and I tell them stories. You should hear the things they say. And every time somebody greets me, says hello, I take it easy. I say hello now, how you feeling? You'll be safe, it was a pleasure.
I love y'all, but I'm cuss off the wall on in a minute, but not tell no lie.
It's a holiday,
Not tell no lie.
and it's a
I'm just letting y'all know.
day.
Call it bad man or whatever, me no business.
Did I make this trip?
But you want a long time, you know, so no.
Blows my
Telling some mama Elise up our show, you know, wake up out on the sleep.
mind is a holiday.
Wanna come off on a vacation.
It's a trip that I love to take.
Drop off the kids, them over and grandma.
That I make my journey.
Tell Trevor, say, you know, the woman, you the woman, lie to the man and them things. It's all good.
No reason to get up
I love it too.
to do your
Whatever.
He's going to do the rest. Don't hurt your heart, it only causes stress. You may not realize it, but you're truly blessed. And I know sometimes it's hard. You worked all day and you don't see rewards. Come on, my brother, let down your guard. Aim for the skies, you might just reach the stars. I know it's money that you're trying to make, but if you're tired, you should take a break. It's not worth it if you break down. There's just a way too much at stake. Take a vacation if you want to. Spend some time with the ones that want you to be okay, because they love you. Oh my God, I said I wanna thank you. Peace of mind is a holiday, and it's a trip that I love to take. And every time that I make this journey, it just blows my mind away.
What's up, Kimberly? How you feeling?
Mind is a holiday, and it's a trip that I love to take. And every time that I make my journey,
Y'all ready to get the show on the road?
blows my
Y'all ready to do this? Y'all ready to do this? It's called Peace of Mind is a Holiday. It's how I feel.
I say you never.
This is my mantra. This is how I approach the world. You know what I mean? Money can't stress me out.
Oh no.
Peace of mind is a holiday.
Take a vacation if you want to. Spend some time with the ones that want you to be okay because they love you.
Listen responsibly, all right? You got to watch out to them tune. They'll make you call in sick.
The mind is a holiday.
Tell all the boss saying that about don't post nothing on Facebook. You will see it. These bosses be snooping all over your social media, not you. Give me one cough. Ahem, ahem. Make sure you give him 3 cough. Ahem, ahem, ahem. Tuna real. Hit him with the 3. And don't post nothing until next week. Yeah, man. And don't tell your informer friend from the mailroom. She telling everybody. You know, J. Cole got to Mexico. Fire for you.
It just blows my mind away.
This is Wayne on the same J. Cole. Legal businessman. Bang, bang, boom.
I mean say this a protege, eh? Homegrown with G Cole, what you say, eh? We make them know what reggae music we a play, eh? Hey, this is Protege, the one and only representing for G Cole, you know. Check it. Ease out.
And we said them not got no style like we. G Cole, them not got no style like we. None of them no wicked, no wild like we. Accurate. Kabaka Pyramid representing for the #1 selector and radio host. It's all about G Cole. Keep it locked. Accurate.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Kali. I'm hanging out with your boy G Cole on the Homegrown Show.
Yes. Welcome one and all. It is Homegrown G Cole coming to the Massive and Crew live across the globe. Gotta big up everybody watching live. Steve Wagwan, Sir Rocco, you stay. Godoy, what's up? Kimberly, what's up? Plots Creative Magazine, everybody. Thank you so much for the love, all right? Big up my radio people too. Rubber Ranks Radio large up. Reggae Global large up. Live, I hate going on a rabbit hole because I'm gonna forget somebody and get fired. You know what I mean? Live 11 Radio Wagwan. And all of y'all. You know what I mean? All doesn't hit it, all of y'all. You know what I mean? But much love, much respect, much honor. Listen, we getting straight in. There's certain conversations I've been yearning to have. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to go extreme levels. You know, when you want to talk to somebody, sometimes I got to get the black van. I know it's not advisable, but I will kidnap somebody to have a proper convo. You know what I mean? Especially if Marita want to talk to them. If I've been trying to talk to you and you see the black van coming up to you, you better run because we grabbing folks. You know what I mean? Because there's some dope people out here that I got to have a convo with. And today is one of those days. I'm going to let you know like this. I'm under the weather. Y'all know this, right? Coughing and all them things there. But I said today, I not even take cough drop, I melt it and I make soup with it. You know what I mean? I be a cough drop me upon my blood, whatever gone up the roof, because I half a day today. You understand? What are all them things there? You know what I mean? Got to pick up my London people, them, all my English people, them watching right now. Well, go on, Blake. I love them, man. You don't know the things. I got special guest in the building today. Andre Wagwan. Bonga Nati, what up? Everybody, listen. Again, I'm an Ocherius person. So anytime I get to talk to the great ones from Ocherius, I'll be over the moon. Best place in the world. You know the only place better than Witchy in the world? Witchy. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You don't get no better than that. So, I'm born and raised in Ocherius, and I grew up on a lot of things. And I grew up on a lot of people. And one of the dope persons I grew up listening to, right? That made me even want to get behind the microphone was Queen Elise Kelly. She's so warm with it, people call her Mama Elise Kelly. But you know what I mean? Back up off my mama, get your own. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I saw we do it thing. Get your own. But I'm just saying, I'm so ecstatic, so elated to have this conversation right about now. You know, legendary stuff. We're going to talk about everything. Of course, her brand new endeavors. We'll get into it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get that done for y'all. But again, tell your friends to tell their friends to hop on and join us right here. I'm going to bring my guests forward. Coming on, stay on 3, 4, 5 seconds. G Cole, you got to go. I'm here for the guests. I understand. It's all good. It's all good. Queen Mama Elise, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm here watching and thinking, if this is how you behave when you're under the weather, I can't just imagine it when you're over the weather.
Boy, trust me, we have to do it. We got to have fun. We got to have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, first of all, for taking time out. I know I am probably number 199 for the week that's trying to get with you. So I appreciate you bumping me up and having this conversation I
You're
appreciate
most welcome. It's my pleasure, and there's no 100 and no 99. Trust me, I've been looking forward to this, hearing a lot about G. Cole,
you.
and
Oh,
I just want to feel your energy. So, this is something I have also been looking forward to. And I just want to say a very pleasant night to all those listening and all those who are on the show.
amazing, amazing, amazing. It's funny. Life is a funny thing, you know. I'm 45 right now, right? And I was looking at the bio, and a lot of times I get the bio, and it behooves me to read the bio. But a lot of times I only skip through because I want to be in real time with the folks watching and listening as we learn certain things, right? 1989 is when I started listening to radio, and that's when you were making an iRiff move. But there's a lot prior to that. So whenever I talk to people about Mama Elise, I'm always talking Irie and onward. But a lot of times what they don't know about our legends is the legend that you see right now, the talent, the craft, all that stuff was honed otherwise. And now it makes full sense because normally you're on radio, I'm listening to you, I'm not hearing you. But the animation comes through. It's almost TV, it's almost stage, but I'm hearing it through the speakers. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, or I'm gonna ask you to backtrack a little bit and just talk to me a little bit about those early beginnings from TV all the way up. Because like I said, I did not know until reading the bio.
Okay. Well, I always wanted to be in the media, and for some reason, I wanted to be seen.
I know. It happens. It happens. It happens.
So my first love was actually um, acting, theater, film at the time. That's really what I always wanted to do. So I was always in the festival competitions and did well in all those competitions and Miss Lou poem them and them kind of something there. So I basically started like how most of us back in my time would have started, you know?
Right.
And when I was in sixth form, there was such a thing as youth service back in the day. That was in the 70s, where you had to work before you had to do some kind of service before you actually started working officially. So my desire was always to be in the media and on TV. So I actually got a job, so to speak. I say so to speak because I never get no money for money. But
The
I got
starts.
I tell you something, though, you know. I got a job reading news on it was API at the time, the same GIS that we know now. And it's something that I did, and it was as though I was on CNN.
Wow. Wow. I understand
You
completely.
understand?
Yep. Yep.
And my friends could not believe that I had this like a 5 minute thing reading news. I mean, I was the girl.
I
Five
mean,
minutes. Now I get no pay.
so hold on. So you were still in school?
Eh?
You were still in school at that time, or you already out of school?
I just left school. It was we had once we left school. I just left sixth form, and as we said, it was a youth service, so we had to do youth service on leaving school. And I heard that there was a what you call it now? They wanted to find out if what you call it again
Like an
now?
audition vibe?
Eh?
Like audition type of vibe?
Right, an audition kind of vibe. Just high as audition, but let's not say audition. And I was to do this audition to see if I could. There was this 5 minute section in a program on API called Newsgram, and they wanted somebody to read some news items for 5 minutes. And of course, I went, and I was very confident, I must say, and I got the job.
Wow.
And I remember it. I think it was every Wednesday, and I actually got paid, though, you know. It wasn't much, but it was enough to carry me and my friend them go buy packs. You understand what I say to you?
Yep.
So that was
Yep.
enough at the time.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it was actually why I was in seventh heaven is because the host for the program was Elaine Wint Leslie. And I grew up listening to Elaine Wint, and she was my mentor. So to actually, if it was in a minute, if it was even to just clap and come off, I'd have been fine. So I had this moment to actually look at her live, to see what she does live, and to learn. And that was like a godsend.
Listen, I hear you. You know, some people have the gift, and I can tell that the gift is what you've got, because there's some people who, you know, you have your Morgan Freemans of the world, and you have your Cicely Tysons, and there are certain persons who you want to hear them read the ingredients from a bottle, right? And that's the voice that you've always had. And again, coming through the window, I'm a kid, so I'm going to tell you how the paths have crossed, and I've been right there, but I haven't had the convo, right? Well, first of all, as a kid, I knew your kids growing up, all right? And I'd see you, but you were Elise Kelly, so we're not gonna just run up and say hello. You know what I mean? To me, that'd be like people saying, yo, I'm gonna run up on Oprah right now. I'm just not going to do it, right? But you were right there, and we would be there in awe and amazement, because we're kids, and you're coming through our speakers, radio. And at that point, as a kid growing up, I'm talking about just going into high school.
Right.
And I used to watch TV shows and see all those American programs where they had a school radio station. I'm like, man, I wish they had one. And that was because of hearing the likes of yourself on the radio. So I know I'm not the only person you've inspired over the years. So thank you for that. And on their behalf,
you're welcome.
I feel like you are probably the most qualified to speak on some things. So I'm going to get into some stuff with you. But I'm going to tell you, the second time we crossed paths, I came to Irie. This now is in my 20s now, with my first album, link up with Ron. You know, I was sitting out there trying to get my music in and trying to get it to you. I never got to see you that day. And somehow, somewhere I said, I find an email address. I'm going to send an email. I did not expect you to see it, receive it, whatever the case may be. And you sent me an email back saying you got it.
Really?
Yep. This was like 2009.
Okay.
2009. And I'm like, okay, she got it. You know, it is what it is. You know, it's radio. Everybody sending them thing now. Yeah. About the week after that, I started getting calls from Jamaica saying they heard it being played by Elise Kelly. So as far as I'm concerned, right about number bus, you can't tell me nothing. Right?
I'm so happy to hear that.
You did it for me. You did it for me. So nothing mattered thereafter. So thank you so much for that also.
Oh, I'm so happy I could do that, because you know, as well as I do now, that you can't always do it even when you want to.
Yep. And the funny thing about it is, at that point in time, you know, you hear all the things about radio. Oh, this is what it is, and the politics and the money and the this and the that. But nobody ever comes out and say, well, that's not my experience. You know, my experience is I sent some music, some MP3s. She responded that she got them. She played them.
Yeah, you're right. And you're sitting in that hot seat now, where you know just what you said. I mean, 99% of the time, you have a lot of people out at the gate. We listen to the music and we choose the one that resonates with us. The ones that don't resonate, then course we tell you that they're not money.
Yep. Every day. Hear it every day. And I must say also, you have held a standard, because there's certain, every time I've ever listened to the program, whether it's just your commentary or the music that you've played, it's always exemplified what radio should be. So even now, I sound like the old fogey right now, where I'm just like, yo, I don't know what's going on over there, but that doesn't sound like what me used to hear when I listen to Mama Elise. I'm tuning out. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. So you set the bar, and it's a little bit of a problem for me to appreciate other people, but it is what it is. What is it about radio? Because you've spent so much time on radio. Radio is also a thankless endeavor sometimes, and you end up on the radio for however long. If everybody loves you once you do what they ask you to do or what you can do for them, if you're not doing it, then you're the villain. And to be perfectly honest with you, you know, until these days, many people are getting rich off of radio, you know, especially in Jamaica. So it's a labor of love and a passion. What was it about radio that made you say, you know what, I just love it. I'm gonna stay here and deal with these knuckleheads?
Wow. Okay. So I was on TV. I got an official job, and I was working at Jazz for quite a few years. But back in the day, we were out, like, for example, 3 days back to back. And that just boiled down to 15 minutes in the editing room. So it was just so much, and you got so little. I was getting bored. So I was offered a job at Fame, it was at the time. And when I first saw the board, it was actually Francois Saint Just. God bless him. He was the one who showed me the board. And I mentioned when I just came on how technically challenged I am. So he showed me this board with a whole heap of light on it. I'm like, nice meeting the whole I own.
So you were your own engineer at this point.
Look here. Impossible. Just not my speed. Me talk. Me don't do
Right.
something there. Anyway, there were some other seasoned announcers, radio announcers who I had been listening to for years, and now the Mandisons, the Rosamond Brown, the Norma Brown, and all these ladies. So they came to my rescue and said to me, Elise, if we can do it, you can do it too. And I'm like, what make you so proud? What make you so confident? Them saying, don't sound we not there. When it comes to them, there's something there. So I say, all right. So they calmed my fears. And slowly but surely, I got it. However, I got it. I loved it. And what I loved about it, G. Cole, is that when I say morning at 5 o'clock, at 5 o'clock it come out. Me not have
Right.
to wait till 7 minutes after 10 to go edit it and then them here morning. You
Real
understand?
time.
So it was immediate.
Right.
And I love that. So it just made sense to me, you know?
Right.
I just figured that there's a lot that I could do with the fact that what you hear is what you get at the same time, you know? It was at the same time. And so I had a wonderful time at Fame. In fact, that was another godsend because, as far as I'm concerned, it was like the best of the best on Fame. All the names that I would grow up hearing, they were on Fame at the time. Now, the Mandisons would sit me down and she would tell me how to be my authentic self. And Cecile Wilson, God rest her soul, she would teach me how to program music, and that was programming music, calypso, R&B, all different kinds of music.
Right.
And I appreciated that, and I learned like a great student. But then there was a little problem with after a while because I could most of the music that we could play was foreign music.
Yeah.
And there was a select core of Jamaicans that we could play, and we couldn't step outside that box. So it was the best of them, the Jimmy Cliffs, the Bob Marleys, the Third World, and which was nice.
Right.
But I just figured that with this, I mean, in real time, working in real time now, I can help more people than this because most of the people who I was playing didn't need my help.
Right. Right.
You know?
Makes sense.
So I was there learning, and then a year after, I think it was, Irie FM came on the scene. I was playing a lot of reggae music on Fame, the few that I could play. So I was known as the reggae selector on Fame at the time.
Right.
In the same old Jimmy Cliff. I had to play R&B and all of that too. So because I was known for playing reggae on Fame, as soon as IRFM started, they offered me a job.
Oh.
Yes. And I was living in Kingston. And, you know, this is in Ocho Rios. And I had a family. And I said, Mosai, you see, if I must go, just make everything run boom, 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 boom. You see me go boom, 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 then I know I must go. You see, if it's pure obstacles, me I go turn on my yard.
Right.
You know what happened? Boom, 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 boom.
Yup.
So I packed up my boys and I migrated to Ocho Rios, and we never looked back.
Wow. Did you know? You know, a lot of times people create history by happenstance. Sometimes people set out to create history, but that was history, a history that some try to duplicate. I don't know if I said it's try to duplicate. They kind of use the blueprint right now, the zips and stuff like that. But the only and the first 100% 24-hour reggae station. You were the messiah for reggae artists because this is their opportunity to be on the radio. And like you said, when you talk about the Fames and the other radio stations, they were predominantly overseas music, top 40 stuff, R&B stuff. And like you said, you squeeze in the reggae music that were allowed. The same reggae artists that were probably on the same platforms as a lot of these people, they need you. But we're talking about people who are on the rise, on the come-ups. A lot of people who probably wouldn't be who they are right now, where they are right now, had it not been for you and RFM. But in that moment, at that time, were you aware? Could you feel? Could you tell that, you know, something? We are making history and we're doing something special right now.
Yes, I could. And let me tell you why. When IRFM first started, remember, it just started. They were just playing music. There were no announcers when it just started.
Right.
They were just playing music. And I would tune in and I would listen to this. Back then, they were playing a lot of culture and so a lot of cultural music. And because of what was happening in Jamaica at the time, we were just hearing a lot of R&B. And I could not believe that this was actually happening.
Right.
So before I even reached there, just listening to programming of reggae music and just pure reggae, quality reggae, I felt like I was in reggae heaven.
Wow.
And all of us who were listening and saying, is this real? Can this continue? And so by the time I reached, I had pretty much worked out my contribution to a station like that, what I could offer, because I've always been excited about reggae. I've always loved reggae, always loved roots reggae, but just never had the forum.
Right.
And here we are now presented with a forum. So I always worked out what I could offer. Yes.
I love that because, again, I got to see and feel in real time. I don't know, for those people who were listening from other parts of the island, it's one thing to know that something is buzzing in the island, but it's one thing to know that it's buzzing in your hometown.
Yeah.
You know, it's up the street. And every time I go there, I'm driving past IRFM, and over there, that's where Oprah's at. You know what I mean? That's how we are. I'm like, man, over that fence right there, through that gate lies Elise Kelly. You know, when I think about IRFM, I've always wondered how come and what, because, you know, people tell you, and some of my experience will show reggae, dance hall, Jamaican music might not necessarily be the most lucrative in comparison to the other commercial genres, right? It's doing its thing, and there are many people who've made a living and are rich and wealthy off of it. But when you compare it to the other stuff, you know, it's not on the same plane.
Right.
Message-wise, substance-wise, quality-wise, bar none. We cannot be topped, but it just doesn't translate. And unfortunately, that's what happens with the good stuff. You know, the organic restaurant, no matter how much I'm charged for the food, is not going to make what McDonald's makes, just based on what it is. But I always wondered, man, when IRFM came out and the blueprint was laid and people saw that it could work and people loved it, how come there wasn't another IRE? How come other you know, people didn't do the same thing? Have you ever thought about that in terms of why weren't there more?
You know something? A lot of people actually thought that it couldn't work, you know. A lot of people, we had a lot of detractors saying that our station could just play reggae and make it. Them not gonna make it. So a lot of people thought that we weren't going to make it.
Right.
It's when we started to clap them properly now and start number one pandem year after year, that it dawned on them that this was really a winning ticket. But I think there's another one here now. It's just that we had stamped our mark so indelibly that I figured by the time they realized that it was actually a thing, they probably figured that they couldn't compete again.
Right. Makes sense. And they would probably be a blatant carbon copy.
Yes.
Especially since if it's never been done before and you're doing it successfully and they decide tomorrow, oh yeah, really, I'm gonna do it. You know, a blatant carbon copy. So I can see why, but I always said to myself, man, just imagine where reggae, dance hall, and Jamaican music could be if there were 4 IRFMs.
Yes.
Not even 30, 4.
True.
You know, and I remember when I moved to the US and I had my laptop and I had to, not my laptop, my computer, it was pre-laptop days. and I was listening to Irie on my computer, right? So you guys pioneered a lot of things. You also pioneered the online venture of music. People talk about, radio stations are going under because the online platforms are rising, without realizing that most of the people who are on online platforms are the same brick and mortar radio station. So they're not going anywhere. But you guys pioneered that because, again, coming here, I was still able to listen to Irie. It was subscription radio, but I could listen to Irie. Talk to me a little bit about being a contributor there. Were people like yourself and other people who are on the microphones and so forth able to give insight and contributions and suggestions to ownership and management so that I could keep this, traction going? Or was it just a bunch of geniuses locked up in a room, like, in the IT department on the 50th floor of this building?
Well, let me start with Mr. Carl Young, who was the owner of the station, right? Big up yourself, Carl Young, because what kept me there so long, because I would never have stayed so long had it not been for Mr. Carl Young.
Wow.
So Carl Young is the kind. You knew Carl Young?
Yep.
All right, good. Not a perfect man by any stretch of the imagination.
Who is?
But let me tell you something. He was the one who made me stay. I remember when I first went, I was on the shift, I think it was from 6 to 10 in the evening, from 6 in the evening to 10. And as soon as Mr. Young realized that I knew what I was about and I knew what I was doing, he just left me alone. Left me alone. And I'd never worked anywhere before where I was completely left alone. He had a house on the compound a little distance away from the station. And when I got in, he would, do some stuff a little bit. And by 7 o'clock, he was up at him yard because he knew that I could be left alone.
Trust.
And that really made me feel welcome. And it made me realize that I can use my own initiative. And that is what he did with just about all the names that you can call, that you would have known, that you heard doing well.
Right.
They would tell the very same story. I remember Muta coming in because at the time Muta would work after I worked, right? And you know that Muta is a very controversial gentleman.
Sure is.
No, Mr. Young would have a say when he say, kick, you know what? Kick. All right. Oh, good, wonderful. You know where I'm going with that. So he would that was his good evening. Kick. Yeah, I say, yeah, man, that was that me depend, chief, we call him chief. And then he just leave me alone. No matter the culture, the Rastafari music, no matter him good.
Wow.
And he would always encourage us to play for the average person. Most radio stations want us to play for a selected few. Yeah. And I was like, that is what excited me. He would say to Muta, Muta have all, them time the Muta have some tape with all kind of controversial somebody on it. And he would have said to Muta, me put on your liar money, kick.
Carl Young. He was real. He was real.
First of all, I never have a boss with talk, so yet.
Yeah. And if you see him coming, you're not expecting it either.
That was what really kept me there. Without a doubt. There was just the fact that I could play reggae, the fact that he would leave me alone. He left me alone. And the fact that he was on the same page that I was on. He would say, remember, a roots people you play for, and the people them were string up at them sound at them shop piazza. That's what he would say to us. And I would be like, wonderful.
Wow.
That's the people I am here for. Wow. So, yes. Big up yourself, Chief.
Carl Young, the man. You're right. I've never heard anybody express any sentiments about Carl Young that wasn't what you're saying right now. Yes. Just respect, and that he was a nurturer of talent, and like you said, trust. That was trust that he put in you.
Yes.
And
it didn't take him long. In a month he worked out, because this is a man, a roots man, and him have him head, him ears to the ground. So him no work out, him not take long for work out where you up to.
Right.
So
I think that's the issue. Most people don't have their ears on the ground.
Eh?
I think that's the issue. Most people in his position don't have their ears nor their boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. This is a man who did have a bakery. Then he used to used to have dance. He used to come in at the studio and show me how he did have one earphone over here. So when he keep dance and it's a roots man.
Yeah.
He have him little 2 shilling, you don't know, but he's a roots man.
Yeah, I love that. That's the boss I want. That's the boss I want. That's the boss I want to be. I'll say this prior to, and some may differ and disagree and whatnot. When I was listening to radio, and even when I talked to those people who was listening to radio before me, majority of the people who did it and did it well were doing their best version of somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I tell people this all the time when I talk to singers today. I say, when I was growing up as a kid, all those singers coming up that time, they weren't singing. They were doing their best Sanchez, right? The best Sanchez impression. And I felt like in radio, you were one of the first persons that was truly you. Most persons were a copy in some degree of a foreign broadcaster.
Yes.
Somebody from America, somebody from top, mainstream American radio. And you were just you. Did you ever get kickback, pushback from that? Did anybody try to tell you, say, no, you need to sound like my lady up of Chicago or whatnot?
No, that would have happened at the other station. But as I say again, everyone who was there while I was there, whose name we know, all the people who you would have heard, would have known, had programs that were popular, could be themselves. In fact, one of the reasons why it was so successful is because it was personality driven.
Yeah. Wow. Now,
so I got pushback. I got pushback before. I remember playing. I remember who now, and saying something about bigging up the schoolers, and I was called into a meeting.
Wow.
And I was told that we don't play for schoolers.
Wow.
We don't play for that kind of person at all. And I was told so they did not mince words. That's not our audience. Our audience is uptown.
Yeah. Those are the people spending the money as far as they're concerned.
Exactly. Those are the people who buy at commercials, paying money for advertisements. And if I don't mind, them don't want to hear nothing else about no schoolers. Because the people who we supposed to be playing for, they take their children to school.
Oh, wow. So they're not on the bus listening to you in the morning.
No. And I'm like, don't say another word. So I could fit in. But I could fit in. I got the point. I understood the point that they were making. Don't get me wrong. But as soon as Harrison called me, as me say, the pop up little bungle, I'm gone. Because I didn't think that my energy, those people don't need my energy. Them are right.
I understand completely. It's funny. It's not just in radio or media, but sometimes people's target marketing can be so tight that they alienate more of the market than they target.
Yes.
And it's something that we go through a lot. We talk about you and your, and I could spend forever talking about you on radio because, like I said, that's what I was dialed into. You and Muta, of course, at night when I should be sleeping, I'm up listening to the Cutting Edge. My mother ever know, but different thing. God bless her soul, she ain't here. Now, when it comes to radio in Jamaica, I always feel like this. I hate going to restaurants with chefs. If I have a friend of mine or a family member who's a chef, I ain't going nowhere with them. Because all they do is critique the food. Nothing's ever good enough. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. When you are driving around in your car and you're listening to radio, as it is right now, because we know it has, I don't want to say evolved, I'm going to say changed, right? When you drive around listening to radio right now, what's your feeling?
Wow. G. Cole, I have a confession to make. From I was on radio early in the day when you used to listen. There were very few radio programs. I hope I'm being understood or I'm not being misunderstood.
We'll edit it out.
But there are very few radio programs that I would listen to, and I tell you why. I really wanted to stay focused on my mission. I would listen to Bob Clark. Big up yourself, Bob Clark, anywhere you're there.
Yes, Bob Clark.
Because Bob would help me he would take me back with his memories, and he would bring me back to some days that I remember in Harbor View, and his music would make me happy.
Mhm.
So I would listen to Bob Clark. I would listen to Muta for the information. But honestly, most of the time I'm in my car. I was listening to the tune them with the people them give me for listen to.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. So all the CDs that everybody slide to you, that's your
Thank you.
opportunity to.
Thank you.
I understand. It makes sense. It makes sense. And you know, the one thing we talk about a lot here, and the diaspora is really connected to Jamaica and Jamaican radio, right? We talk about a lot people getting music on radio, the quality control situation. We don't have that situation before where Carl Young allowed you to be the program director. Right now, there's a program director programming everything, and you're just there. You're just the personality, right? And of course, for that, the artists would never believe that. As far as I'm concerned, that you are stifle them, right? But they don't realize that there's a program director that controls all of that. But when I listen to radio right now, I listen more for the content more so than the music. So I'll sit there and listen to you talk and give me the insight, because your perspective on that song will probably make me enjoy that song more than if it was just played. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to play the songs and whatnot, but when you engage in conversation and stuff like that, then it makes the song mean a lot more to me, right? Was that your intent when you were playing music for people? Was it that I'm not feeding people the music, but I'm feeding them the music? If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Was that your intent?
Yes, it was. And let me tell you something. I am from a musical family.
Mhm.
And most of my family can sing. I can't sing. But let me tell you something. We know good music when we hear it. We know it. We
Right.
have ear for music. And a lot of the people, my people, who can actually sing and who have good vibes and who can make it, wouldn't have made it without a station like Irie One and people who really believe in them,
Right.
because them don't have what it takes to promote them thing. So to be honest with you, Jico, when I reached and I realized just how much of an impact we were having on the ordinary Jamaican person who had a lot of talent and nobody to help them, I said I was going to be that person. But let me tell you something though. Although I said I was going to be that person, I'm going to make this very clear. Me never I go be the person for sorry for nobody, you know. I was going to be the person who, when I hear an extraordinary talent, they carry them in.
Wow.
I was not going to be the person who's sorry for you because you're off key, but I would tell you straight up, perhaps you need to do some voice training. But I'm not running with you. You're going to have to vex, and you can call me all what you need to call me. But at the end of the day, those young people who had so much talent, so much gift, but just didn't have what it takes to promote themselves, they were mine.
Wow.
Those were mine.
Wow. I love that. And again, I can vouch. It's a beautiful thing to be able to, when somebody says something, I can say, yeah, I can corroborate that. You know what I mean? I can confirm that. And not just me, but I knew many upcoming artists and a lot of people who come in town and sit in the studio with me, and we have a conversation and they talk about the power of radio and what it did for them. Because, you know, you grew up listening to radio and you listen to songs that are from far and wide across the globe. So when you heard your song on the radio, it felt to you like your song was in the same caliber as those songs that was coming from far and wide across the globe. So it encouraged the artist too. You know, so there's a lot more than just, oh, my song I play. It does a lot for the artist. Do you feel like radio still has its power like it did back then? Because I've always felt like if you weren't getting radio love, you never really bust. And I hear people talk about clash artists and a whole bunch of things, and that's cool, right? But every artist that I know that is on a major scale. I remember being in Spain and seeing a Beanie Man poster along the side of a Virgin Records building, like about 5 floors. And that was the same time when R&B and hip hop were crazy, and it's a Beanie Man record, right? But any artist, Sean Paul, Shaggy, all those people, they always had radio records.
Yes.
The power of radio. Do you think that the impact of radio is still the same right now? Does radio still have the ability to break artists like it used to?
I think there will always be a place for radio. As you know, it has evolved. So, with the advent of the internet, there are other ways of promoting, and there are other ways of breaking artists. And these other ways are very potent. And young people, particularly, are using these mediums a lot, perhaps a lot more than they would have used radio. However, a good disc jock on radio remains a good disc jock on radio. And any artist, anyone who wants to bust them tune, they might not want it played generally anymore, but them go and search for that disc jock because they want him or her to play them tune because of their authenticity.
Wow. I hope the folks hear that, and especially the young people. There's a lot of young people, artists, producers, musicians that watch the program. So that's why it's such a joy for me to sit and talk with folks like yourself, where we can learn from. Because I do have conversation when I come off, I'm dumber than when I came on. I'm not gonna lie, it happens. I'm sure I'm sure you've experienced something, but I love learning from folks like yourself. What about an interview? Because I've also listened to interview artists, and I say, it's not interviews, it's a conversation, it's a reasoning, and it's a different thing. It's not questionnaires. It's and that's why for me, like I always tell people, when I'm done, when we're through having our convo, somebody needs to know something that they didn't know before. The songs, especially today, the songs on iTunes, the songs on Spotify, they could get it before you got it. But what I need them to connect to is you, the person. Talk to me a little bit about you and your conversations, because I know, and we're gonna segue into the special stuff you got coming up. But you've probably spoken to every artist under the sun. What's the importance of it, not for the artist, but for you to sit down and talk with these people who you are playing their music?
Well, G. Cole, the first thing is that I really want to know about them. That's the first thing. The first thing is that I really am interested. I want to. So when they come in my presence, I want to know about them. And so I just have a conversation with them like how we're chatting here now. So if them was under the tree, or if them was, wherever, I would have pull them one side. There's no special way that I set out to speak to them. We just talk to them.
Right.
It's just a conversation. And it's important for me to relax them, to let them know, first of all, that I am on your side. I'm on your side. I like you. If I never rate you, I wouldn't want to talk to you. So make we go for it. I dip on your side, I rate you, and I just want to know all about you. So make we talk. And that's just my approach to interviews. It's a conversation. Yeah. It's not like, okay, question number one, and when them answer question number two already, you're still gone down question number two. No. Yep. We not depend on something there. We just a reason.
Yeah. I love that. And that's something that, not everybody, it's a gift. It's a gift. And yes, you study the great ones and those people who inspire you. When I tell people, I say, who do you listen to as a broadcaster for interviewing, inspiration? The people who I listen to are not radio folks. They're people who, the James Liptons of the world, interviewing actors and stuff like that, because they've got to connect with people deeply. So that kind of moves me. But again, when I listen to you, and I have listened to you, it animated it for me. It brought it all to life. And sometimes these are artists that I have never heard of. I'm hearing about them for the first time, them talking to you. By the time they're off, I know them. And I need to go check out some more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. Do you find that these artists, when they come in the studio, they're probably on edge? They probably expect something different from what they get when you start talking to them, because you're warm and it's going to be a nice like a reasoning, but they probably come well prepared, done rehearsed and practiced what I'm gonna tell Elise Kelly in the morning or whatever. Do you find this kind of stuff when people come in to talk to you?
For the first minute.
Mm.
And after the minute passed, they realized, oh my goodness. No. Them good, man. Them good. So for the first minute, because you know how them usually accustomed to interview and where were, what school did you go to? Me ask them all of them something, but me more ask them like, a fast.
Right.
More than, oh, you went to that school and, oh, you went to that school. Me not depend on none of that. So for
Right.
the first minute, they may be a little uncomfortable. And my mission as them enter my presence, as them come before me, is to make them comfortable.
Right.
Unfortunately, it usually works. So you see, once they're comfortable, then I really start, we really start to reason. Unfortunately, sometimes I remember when they had soul to soul, we would get so deep sometimes that them start ball. But you see, when them start ball, or if them start ball on radio, we just got a commercial right away. It's not like say, boy, them ball and this is a great radio moment. Now the panel of them, there's something there. If them start the ball and it look a little uncomfortable, commercial break. And them we're not coming back until them compose themselves. I am on their side.
Wow. Easy skanking. Anytime I think easy skanking, I saw somebody the other day with a t-shirt that said easy skanking. The first thing came to my mind is like, Ellie shirt, that's enough.
Bob Marley shirts.
How's that Ellie shirt that? Jano. Comfort. I'm a creature of habit. So I'll come in here right now. I have to come in here. I won't lie to you. I'm normally facing this direction and I'm normally doing a little different. So I have to come in here like an hour and a half today just to set stuff slightly different because I'm just a creature of habit. I'll stay in the same spot as long as you don't aggravate me and make me want to leave. But when it was time to make that move, you are there for 20 some years. Most people, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 Hollywood marriages, right? To be in one spot for 20 odd years. I decide, you know what? I'm out. And again, at the top of your game too, to move to another entity. Was there any nerves with doing that? Like, you know what? I'm leaving what is mine, my platform I've created, my comfort zone. And for lack of a better word, even though I am who I am, to some degree, I'm going to be mining from a different soil over here. Was there any nerves with that? Or it was just like, whatever, I'm out?
The time had come, G. Cole.
Mm-hmm.
The time had come, and I had been. So I didn't just jump up and go. Mm-hmm. The time had been coming. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm always okay. The length of time that I stayed at Ari, I've never done that before.
Wow.
That alone is just I surprised myself.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the major reasons I think that I stayed so long there is because of the impact I could have on young people's career and specifically poor people with great talent. I would have stayed there for that alone.
Wow.
But the time had come. And, you have to work with your spirit. My spirit been joking me and saying, you've done that. Next, that's who I am. I'm a creative human being, very creative. I'd done it. I had done it. I had done it.
Right.
And there are others who were waiting in the wings to do their thing.
Right.
And I had absolutely no problem giving them that chance because I had done it.
Wow. There's many voices that I've heard on the radio doing them, not broadcasters only. Some are DJs, but I feel like that eagerness and acceptance that a lot of the broadcasting entities had to employ and to bring in the females, I think it probably wouldn't have been that way had it not been for you and the success that you've had. Where they realize that they're not paving the way for many of your successors, right? How proud are you or are you, when you're listening to the new crop of people coming up, sitting in that chair, doing their, like I said earlier, many singers doing their best Sanchez impersonation, right? When you listen to a lot of people doing their best Elise Kelly impression right now, what's your vibe? How do you feel about the young crop of females behind the board and the microphone?
Well, first of all, I remember when I was there. I remember when I was listening to Elaine Wins, my
Mhm.
mentor. And I remember when I was going in front of the mirror and saying, "Welcome to TCP," and doing it just like Elaine, and even, her body language and all of that. So I remember that.
Mhm.
However, if they give me a chance to say something to them, what I would say to them is learn from who I was and immediately get yourself into who you are. Because you now go, you now go, I can't be a better Elaine Win than Elaine.
Right,
Okay? I could only strive because I was being Elise.
right.
That's what did it for me. So to anyone listening, even those who not, I'm not a mentor of theirs, just people, young people who coming into an industry that they have, been listening to others before, it is natural to try to impersonate your mentor.
Mhm.
However, success does not come by being somebody else. Whoever you are, find that person because that is where success lies. Be yourself.
Wow. I love that. I love that. And your presence is, I can say, is like as a kid growing up, even though we weren't conversing, your presence was felt. That's Elise Kelly over there, and people, whenever we spoke of you, whether it be the adults or the kids, you're a presence. You're an enigma, and rightfully so, because you've earned that. You've put the work in. This is what you do, right? Now, this business, be it from an artist vantage point or a broadcaster or whomever, it teaches you to hog the spotlight. It teaches you that this is one microphone in here, right? Well, it's five, but right now I just don't want it. So it's me, and I'm doing whatever I'm supposed to do, and it's all about me. And the show is called Homegrown with G Cole, and it's all me, and the hoodie says my name on it, and all right. So we can get caught up a lot of times in the me of the business, but you've always been that warm. I don't think I've ever spoken to somebody and them just say, Elise, Miss Kelly. Them say your full name, and it's always a Mama Elise, a Queen Elise. There's always a warmth to it. It's not just a personality. Is it difficult at all? You've been doing this for a long time. At the top is the top of the top, the zenith, right? You are the bar, as far as I'm concerned. Is it a struggle to not get caught up in that and get Hollywood on them? And and listen, I'm Elise. You can't really do not look directly into the Elise. You know what I mean? Don't talk to my people, right? Talk to. Is it a challenge to not get caught up in that world and become that way?
Wow. Sometimes it actually embarrasses me. Let me tell you. No, let me tell you straight up. How do I answer that? First of all, it doesn't. I don't get carried away by that because I am being myself. It's not an act. I am who I am, and I have to, especially at this stage in my life now, I have to pinch myself to stop calling big man darling. I stop. It's the big man, and it might miss. Understand? Because
Right,
for me,
right,
it's just me little darling.
right.
So that's just who I am naturally, and I have never really been out there like that. Whatever you have seen or whoever you have heard is really just me. And when I am off the air, I am off the air.
Right, right, right.
I am off the air. And I'm not doing anything to boost my ego. I am just laughing with some friends of mine over stupidness.
Right.
Or I'm in my garden. I'm a real person. Sometimes even shy. And a lot of
Mm,
people don't even know that. But I am I can be quite reserved.
Right.
So that has been a challenge on one hand, but on the other hand, it has kept me grounded. So, to be that person who you just described a while ago would scare me.
Wow.
Because it would be just too much for this reserved woman.
Mm.
A lot, even my neighbors, perhaps, I mean, I just, whatever. My neighbors, perhaps, when they heard that this, and them know I was building my own house, when they heard that I was moving in, probably them did feel like, say, boy, a pure sound system and dance.
Right.
I
You go
jump
to the
out
neighborhood.
early in the morning, G. Cole, and the first place I head to is my garden.
Wow.
And these are the army two, Orchard vibes already. I mean, I have to tell you, say, see you right, let's our way
Oh yeah.
found.
Mhm.
So these are the things that keep me grounded. And I give thanks for that. I am me not frightened.
Wow. That's amazing. And I love that and I appreciate that because again, the business teaches you that. I've seen I remember growing up as much as I'd see you, like I said, the warmth was there and I saw you, but I also saw the people who weren't as successful as Elise, but they were in the business. And these are people I probably knew because I didn't know you like that, but I knew them. But once they got in the chair, they became Hollywood. So it was hard to, it was hard to speak to him. It was hard to be around him and stuff like that. So I know the business can consume, but I think, like you said, it's almost like it elevates and enhances who you already are, right? So if you weren't that person, the business now gonna turn you into that person. Then.
Wow.
So
Let me tell you something, you see. Especially for me, I grew up seeing my mother being good to people. I grew up seeing my mother getting all, being called queen too because she had that stately, disposition.
Mhm.
But she always instilled in us to whom much is given, much is required. And so I was raised with that by my mother. So I would feel stupid if I start to hype up my brother, them would have dead with laugh. Believe you me. Trust me. Them would have said, what is?
Wow. Wow. And we need that, we need the people who, once you start feeling yourself a little bit, then must have to get a look like, come on now.
You're right.
I'm here used to play marble. I'm tell you, we need that sometimes.
All right. You see, my big brother, I'm going to tell you something. My big brother live in the States, right?
Mm-hmm.
And way back in the day when I just started, getting popular, my brother came out and heard all these people, Mama Elise, Queen Elise, and da, 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 da. Hear him now. Elise, are you never talk? I'm like, yes.
Love me, a star. I want
I
you.
floor him never.
Man. You should tell him, say, I am Mama Elise, and that's how you will adjust me from here. Nah, ain't happening.
And after him realized that's how it go, him
Yeah.
pull me over. Remember, he's my big brother.
Mhm.
Gave me a word, words of wisdom and advice as to how to not get carried away.
Wow.
Not if you say, well then boy, nobody swell up your head or not just words of advice for his little sister.
I love that. We need that. The homely thing about you also is what makes it authentic, because there are people who are, it's a character, right? And when they're saying the song is good, and I can't buy it because I'm getting it from a character, right? So as far as I'm concerned, it's a script that came with the song from the promo people. But with you being who you are, when you presented the material to us, first of all, one is quality for you to be playing it in the first place. But when you present it and you tell us about the song, the sincerity is there. You know what I mean? And we can see it and hear, especially on the day of the cameras. Now we can see that. But a lot of times when folks are the contrary of what we're talking about, again, you don't know if it's real or not, because it could be the script that came with the song, right? So I that's something I appreciate. And again, asking that primarily for those onlookers who might stray down the path of the character, to just bring it back home, because being who you are can will work.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. the music. You've been having CDs stuck through your window for years, and we move on to the emails of the MP3s and this and that. How do you feel? Because one of the biggest conversations up right about now, not even politics, Jamaican politics takes us up as much space in people's conversations right now in the diaspora as the state of Jamaican music, right? As a outside of the broadcaster's chair, right, which you kind of play the role of QA, just a person who loves the music like you do. What's your take and your feeling, your perspective of the state of Jamaican music?
Ooh. Well, first of all, let me say that there's still a section of the fraternity that is producing quality music, music that their ancestors would be proud of. And there's still that section who has to even take it further, enhance the music, having even better conversations on rhythm, and and as I said before, making their ancestors proud. Wow. There are those. Having said that, the state of the music is in a sad state, and I personally think, G. Cole, that all of what we're hearing and the kind of conversations that we're hearing now on rhythm is something that has been programmed, and I think it is intentional. Wow. And I say that without any reservation. It is my opinion that what was happening before was freeing the minds of our people too much. And there's a section of people in our society who do not want that. I think it has to be intentional, because it is intentional. And it is so clear to me that there's a section in the society who wants garbage, who wants to promote garbage, who want to feed our people garbage. Because when they do that, the people will not rise above, will not create a vibration that is higher than them being able to manipulate them. And because of that, it is intentional. In the same way that politicians don't necessarily like when you don't need them, so they create people who need them.
Yeah.
I think all that is happening here now, it must be intentional, because it is happening at such a rate that it must be planned.
Wow.
And it is my opinion that it is planned. So if you notice, people who have very little to offer, whose conversations are almost, not just pathetic, but even bordering on unstable, are being promoted, intentionally being promoted. And we have to realize that it is not just, why, look where the music reach. We need to understand that there is a section of the society who wants dunces, because they cannot survive if the people's vibration is lifted to a particular level. That's my opinion about the state of the music as it is.
Wow. Amen. And makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. I couldn't articulate it better myself. I think, wow, makes perfect sense. I you know what? When we think of the music as it is right now, because people look at any business, anything you create, if it's lucrative, then people will continue to do it. Crime's lucrative, that's why it can't go nowhere, right? But the music that they're doing right now that we speak of is not. I'm here. I've seen the promotion. I've seen the metrics. It's just not, but people are now being compensated differently. People get compensated in likes and, and comments in adverse to money. So I agree with you 100%. They've manipulated the youth, whomever they may be. The question is, and people say this all, old people say all the time, go to hell in a handbasket, is it a lost cause, or can you see and envision a curve, a turn, a conjunction to where we're going to turn away from this and move into, I don't want to say back in the day or retrograde, but something better?
Absolutely. I of course I do. because those of us who can make a difference sometimes are so dis, you know discouraged that we just give up.
Mm.
But what we really should be doing is we need to be understanding what is happening and making a concerted effort to promote quality. Rebel Salute, I wasn't there,
Mhm.
but I saw the reviews. And here is a show, 2 days of quality music.
Wow.
So if we want to find quality music and if we want to identify quality musicians, we can. We
Right.
just need to do it.
True.
But sometimes we get caught up in the hype and caught up in what is happening and figure that if we're not part of the stupidness and the nonsense, we're out of fashion. We just need to believe in our own integrity, understand that that is nonsense, and move diligently towards what makes sense.
Wow. Wow. Well, and I'm happy to hear that from yourself because the concern is real, especially for again people that are lovers of the culture, lovers of the music, but not necessarily there at home. Not that we could affect it however we would like to, but it's one thing when you're seeing it from afar. It's like watching your kid via FaceTime. You don't know what they're doing over there, once they get off that call with you. So I'm happy to hear that, you have the optimism in your voice. And I'm sure it also comes from the fact that you do hear the quality material that comes to you. It might not be blasting all over the place, but you know, you do hear the quality material. So you have reasons to be optimistic.
Jico, as you know, I have started my YouTube channel, and a lot of the guests that I have invited are going to be musicians. I am
Mhm.
not going to have a shortage of inviting quality musicians on my program. They're there.
Mhm. I love that. I love that. And talking about the program, that is I think episode 1 is out already, right?
Episode one and okay, we did part one and two with Jadan,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing part one. We're going to do part two this Thursday with herbal healer King Isis. We did part one already, and we're going to do part two Thursday.
Wow. What I love about how you're approaching this is the same thing I loved about your presence on radio. Some people are DJs, just a DJ. Some people are broadcasters, just a broadcaster. I know DJs that don't love music; they love a genre, right? What I've seen from you over the years is a love for the culture, a love for the people, a love for Jamaica and what we have to offer. So it's not just about the artist, not just about the musician. It's about the upliftment of us all, whether, like I said, through the healing, to the musician, but as long as it's upliftment. So the program's going to be starting. I shouldn't say this start. It's already started. What I was wondering to, because content is king, Paul Campbell told me one time. All of these amazing interviews that you did on air, do you have those recorded?
Some of them, some of them,
Ah, show
some
it.
of them, a lot of them. But I'm going to tell you the honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, we did that. I
Mm.
am the kind of person now who just excited about what's next.
Wow.
I did that. I am proud. Don't get me wrong. I did that. I am proud. What's next?
On up and upward and onward, future.
Yes. So, it was I created, especially Soul to Soul. I am so proud of Soul to Soul. It was my creation. It was successful. What next? So, what next is actually venturing into social media, doing
Mhm.
this YouTube channel. And what is so exciting about it is, Ejiko, is that I am now working with some young people. Them not top laugh off of me, don't they? Oh, Lord. I tell them I know what I am good at, and they know what they are good at. And
Right.
together now we're coming up with some amazing quality footage,
Wow.
content. And that is what is exciting me here now. The
Wow.
fact that these young people, and a lot of them are people like yourself who, listen to me on radio, who always admired my program on radio, who want to work with me, who I need them to work with me, and who they need me to inspire them. And it's a reciprocal relationship that is just fantastic. Never done it before. Something new. I can't do the same old, same old. I can't do it.
So it probably gives you that energy that you felt when you were just getting into the broadcast here.
There you go. There you go. It's like, my editor, the other day, we came up on a little issue and I didn't understand something. And he was explaining it to me. And I said to him, Marlon, you see, if this program take off and they start to interview it, you see, anyhow me hear you tell the people them say, I got me to ask you, me are you?
Don't do it, Marlon. Don't do it. I understand. I understand. It's a lot, this technology, and it gets outdated in 15 minutes. So you learn it now.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna try to teach you something else tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
But
I
where
know.
I am here now, G. Cole, is understanding how important it is to work as a team.
Right.
And how important it is to get what you really need out of your production when you put all the different uh, brains and experiences together to just create that wow. That is what is exciting me now. I've never done that before. And I am just so excited. When you see me step out with my young people, you can't talk to me.
Jano. I love it. You know why it warms me up so much is I have conversations with a lot of people who are more tenured than I am, right? But they focus a lot on the history. And I always say history is an amazing thing, but historians are dangerous. That's something I say all the time because that's where they want to be, and it may come at the expense of today or the future. But as I hear you and see how you light up when it comes to thinking about a brand new project, which is, and even, and again, not necessarily even bringing stuff you had from back then, because like you said, been there, done that, right? You know what I mean? But just brand new stuff, talking to people and names that we never heard of. It's not like you draw off the legends. It's just people who we've never heard of. That excites me. And I would love it if you would come and spend a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 here in South Florida, because we need that. We do have a lot of that whole, hold on to the thing and now fly the gate for the new thing. So, I'm inviting you to move here for another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You can shoot your thing right here in the studio, but we're gonna need your effort and your energy in South Florida because Jano is on Mega.
I hear you. Let me tell you something. I hear you, but let me tell you something that about me. Florida don't need me. You see which part me there? You see Jamaica. You see the little people them. When I have no whole opportunity like some next people. I've always thought that the Most High created whatever it is He created in me so that I could be of assistance. I don't need nobody to big me up. Wow. What I need is to be able to use my God-given gifts and inspire. So when I'm doing an interview, my young people are in awe, They do, oh boy, mama, oh, you do it. And them look and them learn. And then when it's time to edit, I'm like, okay.
Oh, you do it. I get you. Makes perfect sense. So that's a no then, huh? You're not come.
No, look here.
That's what that is.
I go forward, I go forward, but I don't see myself living there. That 4 or 5 years something the way you just start about a while ago, me jump.
Too long.
But you just said a while ago.
See how this about there?
As much as my country have all heap of issues, and the people them have all heap of issues, and my people them. You understand what I say to you?
I understand.
I feel me them.
I understand. We'll keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying to lure you. Pass through every now and then, do some symposiums with us. We need to figure all this brother, man. Black him in about come to New York. No, come on, friend.
But watch this now. But G called me and watched it before we started the interview. And I'm thinking to myself, you have brought that energy there. I was watching you having a wonderful time and you talk about we didn't have to crack up. It's that you bring the Jamaican energy there. There is that. Everybody run left, yes, sir. And gone which part you there. And where you are, you can make a significant impact. You can make a difference. look here. You see, as much as my people them hard, yes, and sometimes tan bad, I feel me them.
Yours, them. You can't left them. I understand. I understand. You know, what you say a while ago to makes perfect sense in terms of, go wherever you want to go, but bring who you are and,
Yes.
and bring us. And that resonates a lot with me because right now when I hear the music, a lot of the music coming out of Jamaica, it doesn't sound like it come from Jamaica. It comes sounding like it's sounding like something else, right? And not sure if this was conversations you had with the great Carl Young back in the day, but I oftentimes wonder, when he creates a thing like an Irie, which is strictly reggae, I wonder if way back then he had concerns and fears, especially with all the programmings of American music that came in, of what our music could potentially be if our people weren't hearing enough of it on the radio. I wonder if. Have you ever wondered about stuff like that?
I do. But you know what I would love, G Cole? I would love to know that I'm here in Jamaica. I meet this new artist. I think he is brilliant. And he is getting played, but him just need that extra push. So me know G Cole. So me go say, G Cole, say Ray. And G Cole I go say, boy mama, send him music. We can't all be one place.
Right, right. Makes sense. Fan out, network,
Yes,
diversify.
network.
Yeah, yeah.
for,
It
for,
makes
for,
sense.
for, 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 the, for the greater good.
Yeah, it makes sense. And that's another reason to why I'm so excited about what you're doing with this with your YouTube channel right now. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go out there and then subscribe. And again, I'm gonna ramp up on people. So I'm gonna go look, I'm gonna see the subscription them. We know everybody up on the live today. So if you're not subscribe to the thing, I'm just letting you know for at least 4 weeks straight. So please go and make sure say you look up the program. It's what's the name of the program on YouTube?
It's Life Journey with Queen Elise Kelly.
All right. Life Journey with Queen Elise Kelly. If you're not soon go subscribe, my bono no. Because I'm making no from now. No apologies. I can be this way because I don't have an album promoting right now. I'll get back to being a nice guy when the album will come out. But right now, me abon out everybody who not go subscribe to Mama Elise YouTube channel by name me abon out. As we watch the nation as it is right now and the impact that the music has had across the globe, we saw a time when we had multiple of our artists signed to major labels. And then we saw that dwindle. And now we're seeing a little, a little here and there and stuff like that. Do you think, based on the people you're hearing and the music you're hearing right now, it's of course it sticks to our soul. We are who we are. We have our natural our food at home that we love that the world might not want, but we love the rundown and we love the this and the that, right? When you hear the stuff coming right about now, are you hearing an international sound? Are you hearing stuff that the world can gravitate toward, that major labels can get behind, that can help to propel the industry back to where, it was headed, let's say 90s, early 2000s?
Unfortunately, G Cole, I'm not hearing it in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is there and I'm hearing it. And this is why I want to use my YouTube channel and link with people like you. I'm serious. I want to be able to say, G Cole, listen to the data here.
Mm-hmm.
G Cole, listen to the Virginia. Because those are the ones, without any apology. As me said, me no come for self in nobody.
Right,
See, but come for choose the cream,
right.
right? And I know that we can choose that cream. It's just that that cream might come from the inner city,
Mm-hmm.
might not come from uptown, or just might come from uptown. Who knows? Because what we're really about is quality. We need to start to focus again on quality. Our losing those major labels, as far as I'm concerned, was
Mm-hmm.
our fault.
Right. Wow.
It's our fault. I mean, we're not where we're Kosogo. It's
Mhm.
our fault. I mean, these are international labels, and like we serve them, not sorry for none away. Where them are sorry for where I go.
Yeah.
They want the best of the best, and I am excited about finding that diamond in the rough,
Wow.
spotting that diamond,
Wow.
inviting them over, having the conversation, giving them the inspiration, and also giving them the narrative, because we're losing out with the narrative, because the things that we are saying on rhythm will scare anybody away.
Yeah.
Finding that mind that has quality, not just musically, but also lyrically, that can inspire the world, we can do it again. We just need to take that time out to find those diamonds. I'm always looking for diamonds, G Code.
Wow.
Always.
I love that. I love that. And over the years, you've inspired so many on radio. Now you're going onto the YouTube channel to do what you're doing. I think I'm already inspired. I think you're going to be inspiring a whole bunch of people to get a different format, do things a little differently. But what I'm really hoping that they will be inspired by and try to emulate is your zeal for trying to uncover, unearth new, not only new, but new and better. Not just sitting down and focusing on whatever we've already achieved. You know what I mean? Okay, they won a championship back then, but that was back then. We need some more. We need to get back there. And I love that about what you're doing. And I do hope that many, 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 you know what I think you should probably do? Interview some of the people who are in positions. Those people who, the so-called gate. I heard the word gatekeepers being used a lot, so I'm gonna use it too. The gatekeepers, the people, and let them see that. Listen, it ain't about you. You know what I mean? It's bigger than us. We're not gonna be here forever.
I agree with
You know,
That's
your
a good
legacy,
idea.
you're doing it there, what they say when you're gone.
That's a very good idea, because that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is that those same gatekeepers, whatever that means, just sitting down reminiscing about the good old days, them gone.
Now come back.
Nah, come back. I mean, create a new day. Create that. That is the power of creativity. What you do now? I didn't know thing me define. What no? This is some little youth. Sometimes I watch YouTube and I see some little youth. Some of them are the same like a dance hall one them too. But me see something in them. I mean, I say, wow, wow. If we're gonna just get a little one there and tell him to stop cause so much bad word.
That is so true. And I think that was one of the major benefits of radio. People made radio records. Right now, when somebody send me a record, I'm gonna listen to it. Even when them engineer mute out some stuff, it is still so evident that I can't play it. Right?
Yeah.
So nobody is, and they feel so motivated right now and so empowered by the fact that the internet exists and YouTube exists, that they don't think that I need to make records that just me and my children can drive in the car and listen to. So, and again, I think your presence, I love the fact that no, they're not only going to be hearing you, they'll be able to see you as you emote what you emote, and them are gonna love it. If they loved you on radio, they're gonna love you on the cameras too. Is it a homecoming for you? I mean, you started off in front of the camera back in the day. Is it a homecoming for you?
It is. Yeah, I love how you put it, G Code. It is homecoming. I spent a short while on the bridge after I left Irie, and one of the things that um, motivated me about the bridge is that we were on camera. We were being watched while we were doing our show, and that actually reignited in me that love for television.
Wow.
So yes, and television production, you know. But something you said, and this is why we really need to invite all the generations in to make a difference. One of them same little youth there, let me tell you, say, up here going sing about it, but there's something about you when we just love the little picnic, right? So him send one message to me already and say him have one song for me. And me say, yeah man, make it for me one, darling. Make it for me one, sweetheart. Right? At least there is someone out there who them know. We need, that's why all of us need to be in this in part of the solution. Everybody can't just accost them.
That's true.
Make it for me one, yeah, darling, and make sure say no bad word do in their ear. Yeah.
And they're capable. They're very, very capable.
Brilliant. Look here. Me tell you already, G Code, me not nobody out there with me are sorry for, It's a creative industry. What I love about this little one is that he is brilliant.
Wow.
He's just misguided.
As are many.
as are most of them are misguided. That is my point. There are some of them out there that are brilliant, and they will tell you that they started off doing this kind of music. Nobody never pay them no mind, so them switch and go to this. We need never know when name gatekeeper, but we need people who are influential to be able to say to them, no, stay on that course. We will help you.
Wow. I love that. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Queen Mama Elise Kelly right about now. And again, make sure say you go subscribe. Again, me I go note if you don't subscribe to the channel. I'm just saying, life journey with Queen Elise Kelly. For the content, for the people you're going to speak to, are these people who you're seeking out to find, or are these people who can reach out to you, or is there a particular process?
But for now, it's a bit of both. I'm reaching out now because it has just started, but I'm just hoping that with time, if someone reaches out and we find them worthy, then we can. I have on my list, a short list, someone who I actually saw on Facebook, and I reached out.
Right.
And of course, I would have had a history with some of them already, but especially the younger ones who I don't know like that. I will reach out. They can reach out, but I'm telling you this again, G. Cole. It has to be quality. There has to be something special about you. It can't be just, boy, I have a new tune. Which is one of the good things about YouTube. It is not about promoting a tune. It's really about sitting down and having a conversation with you to tell us who you are, what's your aim, what's your mission, who inspired you. That it has to be that at that level. And if you can't do that, well, my channel is not for you.
It's quality. And that's something that sometimes we have to learn it the hard way. That is not that your product isn't a good product. It's just, it needs to be, there's a standard. There's industry standard. I remember a virgin of mine plays on Irie. Digital Chris, right? Man, Chris a little older than me, but we grew up in the same neighborhood. So I remember I did a record and I loved it. I was so proud of it. And I sent it, go get Chris. I'm because I'm a virgin, he's an Irie. I'm expecting, all right, I'm a virgin, I'm gonna smash it for me. And Chris linked me back with a whole bunch of critiques and blah, blah, blah. The first thing go through my mind is, if Sizzla Kalonji did gear this record, would you play it or would you ask all these questions? But I didn't say that. I thought that, right? But he was giving me the critique and say, yo, this and that. And another DJ that I gave it to didn't do that. He just played it. And I remember like yesterday, Morgan Heritage, G. Cole, Richie Spice. Wow. And this is how it went on the radio. Mine, quality-wise, it's like it fell to the floor in comparison to the rest of them. And right then and there, because at the time I don't know about no mixing and mastering. I just know about recording and getting a rough mix. I didn't know the whole thing. At that point in time is when quality control came to my mind. I'm gonna say he was doing me a favor.
Exactly. And that person who played it like that did you a disservice.
Did me a disservice.
I love that, G. Cole. I love that.
I never forgot it. Never forgot it. And I appreciate it so forth. So even with what you're doing right now, and I'm saying that to say to people, if you feel like you have something that Queen Elise, you want her for feature, and then I get feature right there or whatever the case may be, it's not no gatekeeper thing or no whatever. Maybe it's just like you said, it might not be for the program, or go and work on your thing.
Just go and work on your thing. And another thing I'd love people to understand that it's not just artists. Obviously, there is a great pool there from which to draw from. But like I said, the last one was a herbal healer, and he got a lot of views and respect and comments. So we're just looking for people who are interesting, people who can make a difference, people who we can have a conversation with, and a lot of that pool will come from the creatives.
And people who are open to a proper dialogue too, because a lot of people in this day and age, this is my observation, sometimes they'll say they want to come on and have a convo, but what they're looking for is a camera and a platform to spew their ideals. And a lot of time you come to and waste people's time. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason why it's probably better for you reach out more so that them are reach out to you. But either way, like you say, you'll pick the sense out of the nonsense and it will be a symbiotic relationship, so to speak.
Right. But even if they reach out, G. Cole, we have enough experience to know where we're going with whatever. I mean, it's gonna be very difficult to fool me at
Right.
this stage in my life. That you me the team say you're sensible, but you're really idiot. That not at this stage. In my,
It is not going to work around here.
no, that
God,
not.
no.
That's why I'm saying that it is going to be a process. It's a process. And there are some people who probably are very talented and I don't know them. And I'll get to know them on YouTube, But there was something there to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I love that. And again, I feel like you're excited right now, like those early days when you were just getting into radio. I can't see it in your face. I see it in your eyes. It's just like that zeal is like a brand new thing. And it's so heartwarming to me because that's what we need. It's all about tomorrow. It still resonates in my ear when you say, yeah, I did that. And that's fire. It's dope. I got these great conversations, but that was that. You know what I mean? There's so much tomorrow to deal with and so much now to deal with. And ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, mega burning up.
Burning out.
Big time. Big time. I will do it. Life journey with Queen Elise Kelly. First of all, let me just express I have a bucket list of about 5 people that I must talk to. Right? I don't plan to hang it up, but I might hang it up after the 5, right? And you are in the 5. All right. So I've had some conversations with the other queens, Marcia Griffiths, and now I'm having my conversation with Queen Elise. 3 more people. Then I'm shutting these cameras down, and I'm jumping in my spaceship, and I'm getting up out of here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the inspiration and for just the reasoning. When it comes to your YouTube channel, I think if people follow you on social media too, because a lot of times we put out these feelers and these clips and these trailers and let you know what's coming, right? So it's probably good for them to follow you on social media, to drop the social media for the masses where they can keep up with you.
Well, I'm on Instagram as Malaka Purple, and I'm on Facebook as Elise Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making it public. Before that, it was private, but I'm making it public so people can comment, and as time goes by, I'll be more public. I'm learning to be more public. So as time goes by, as I said again, Marlon, there are a lot of ways that we all have that we're stuck in, but that is where the younger people in my circle really help a lot. They really help a lot. Mama, you can't deal with it, so. Mama, no, I just common sense. You understand? We really appreciate the team. Big up on yourself. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, man. So, the changes that I need to make, I will, in a timely way, make them. Don't worry, I'll make them.
Amazing. And I spend a lot of time, I travel a lot. And I love content. But I am probably one of those people, the lone person who doesn't have a problem listening, right? In adverse to view. We're at that point right now where I have people who, they will watch my live stream shows, but they won't, when I'm on radio, I guess them just have a problem not seeing. And I'm not always wanting to have these cameras on, right? However, the podcast, and tell Marlon and tell the team, say, them need to sort out the podcast so that the audio is up there. So when me up on the road, or I'm on the flight where I can't really connect on the video, I could just listen to the conversation. So pressure them, pressure them. It goes hand in hand. I'm on today, the Mama Elise, the Life Journey with Queen Elise podcast on Spotify too. So
pressure them for me, G. Cole.
Now go pressure them, man. Pressure them. Marlon, you hear the thing? Make sure they're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. All Lord. You are a gem. I am looking forward to sitting down. I'm a binge watcher, so whenever I'm getting like a free moment and everybody gone and I'm at home, I'm watching episode 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna go catch up on what's up there right now. It's a Jadan's up, right? And that's my artist, you know. Love Jadan, love Fran, love them energy. So I gotta go check that out. The next episode you say is gonna be up when?
He did part 1, and that's King Ice is a herbal healer. Can I say you're going to love just the 2 were put up already? You're gonna love it. I tell you. And I'm just looking forward to more. Me now put up no idiot thing, man. Trust me.
Mad, the quality assurance queen.
Yeah, man. The conversation I go up there, man.
Well, when I get out of here, I'm going to go because I haven't. Jadan send me the link. Fran send me the link, but I need to go on and check it out. So I'm going to go check out the 2, and that'll carry me over into tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go check it out too, because today is what? Monday. When I come back on Thursday, I'm gonna talk about what I seen. And if I can't talk about it, then that means I never watch it, and I straight burn out again, because this is what I do. You know, it's just what I do. Sometimes if it's burn the fire, right? And I can always blame you and say, me can always say, I learned it from the best. You know, I was listening to RFM, I was listening to Queen Elise, I should have burned out some people, so I learned from the best. I know me, I'm burning out too. Somebody's got to get the blame. And if it's not you, then who? Right? But thank you so very, very much. I appreciate it big time, your time this afternoon, and all of the inspiration you've given me and many others over the years. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. And this was a wonderful conversation, G Code. Now I know why everybody keeps saying to me, I have to talk to G Code. Yeah, man. Everybody keeps saying, you see why I love my young people. And them I say, Mama, G Code, I do it. I say, anything. Wow. Else. Yeah, man, they did tell me that big time. All me youth them, all me young friend them. I appreciate it. And I get it. Hey, listen, I had inspiration. And I think that's half the problem with the world right now. Many people are on a journey. They're on a road with no inspiration. Nobody that they don't want to let down. Nobody that they aspire to be. Not to be, but to at least be in the same sphere with. And you are that person. So thank you so much for that. You're most welcome. Oh no, my next show called Burnout. The Burnout Chronicles. If you know Mama Elise, the Burnout Chronicles, they're burning out. Thank you so much, Mama Elise, for your time. I'm going to get up out of here, and I'm going to go check out those 2 episodes, and we're going to talk about it this week. We're going to talk about it. Thank you so much. And don't be a stranger. Come back on anytime you feel like it. I'm here. No, we're not going to be a stranger, because I'm going to be hitting you, and I'm going to be saying to you, G. Cole, you know me thing, right? We have an artist from who you listen to. You know how we do it, thing. I mean. I appreciate it. I got you. No worry. That's our word. I got you covered. I'll take care of them. All right. Much love. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day and the week, and have a wonderful, productive, successful launch and a wonderful, productive, successful 2024. Much love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bless you. Much love. Blessings. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen Mama Elise, go subscribe to the thing right now. Have a good one.
What you know about shop down a square and ridge? What you know about river? What you know about bridge? This is one worldwide. New York and big, from Florida to Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest,
my blessed until Oberlin,
Queen Elise,
Kelly. So no worry about
man. If I love her, no more say.
St. Mary Jobs, that are my blessed until Oberlin, that are my best. Abadan Kansan Spring ever live. So no worry about me when you see me. Top of the hill to the valley city, we gon' slide. If a nigga not broken, fur in my cold word. Beans got the 9 greens, got the 4-5 in a real life, like no. Yo, back to the mission, I done linked up with my cousin. Live in the flesh, burner, got the buzz off. I ain't got number love, that's how we show love. Around the hammer, walking with the shovel. You know, see what I go on, you know, the word place. Tell the people dead at the early morning, the thing corrupt. Straight to the arrow, now bend me, now borrow. And it's so sad to tell you that there ain't no tomorrow. Sand in the glass of an hour, lose your life in a minute while it's kicking.
Thank you, friend.
He done lost his brain, the whole marrow.
Much love.
Stay focused on whatever. Anything moving too clever to my cheddar. Just another situation I gotta set.
Plots Creative Magazine, a podcast. Large, yo.
Always keep my meditation.
Y'all go check out the podcast, all right?
Mary Jobs, a lot of my plans. What you know about
Jay the front of burner. From the tippy from the top.
River? What you know about bridges? I want the worldwide New York.
You're
I'm
listening
big
to
from Florida
Homegrown
to Canada,
G Cole.
Jamaica.
He's got a heart of gold.
A lot of my bless. Until Oberlin, that are my best. Tabernacle and swing ever like that. So no worry about me, I remind them. Send Mary Jobs a lot.
Again, much love, much thanks to my guest this evening.
That are my best. Tabernacle.
Queen Mama Elise Kelly.
So no worry about
Man.
from the top of the hill to the valley city, we gon' slide. Give a nigga enough rope and serve him my cold word. Beans got the
Check out our YouTube channel, all right? Show's called Life Journey with Queen Elise Kelly.
back to the mission. I
It's gonna be dope. You know how she does what she does, right?
flesh burner, got the buzz off. I ain't got number.
Legendary stuff. Oh, I'm told
Around the hammer, walking with the shovel. And I see what I want in all the wood.
Now that's a legend right there.
Early morning, the thing come.
With a focus on the future.
When I bend me now, borrow, and it's so sad to tell you that there
Ain't no one but a rear view mirror around here, you know what I mean?
when I will lose your life in the
Looking straight down,
kicking like a
straight ahead.
brain, the whole marrow. I
Man.
focus on whatever. And it's
Lodge up, Jadon.
never too much cheddar. Just another situation. I gotta set her. I'ma always know that I gotta do better. So I always keep my meditation one level. Yeah. Send Mary Jobs a lot of my bless. Until Oberlin, that are my best. Tabernacle and swing ever lively. So no worry about me, I remind them. Send Mary Jobs a lot of my bless. Until Oberlin, that are my best. Tabernacle and swing ever lively. So no worry about me when you see the eye. Tomato, potato, better you getting it yourself or you ain't getting no help. Now I'm playing the cards that I'm dealt. You don't know what I felt. I just see bodies drop to the dirt. And I don't want to see another murder. Every day and not a Gleaner, Jamaica observer. Every day them keep pushing me further. One thing for sure, me know two for certain. They wanna lock us up behind iron curtain. Building more prison and then building more church. They ain't never gonna value my worth. No more freedom to move as we were. I promise these waves of life I'm gonna surf.
Lots of breaking videos online.
Till somebody get hurt or even worse.
Lots of my UK fam.
Burst. Living these days is crazy. I
Live FM Radio.
said Mary Jobs.
One Harmony fam.
Until Oberlin.
Yeah, man.
Tabernacle.
Vibes Urban Team.
So no worry about it.
Hot 78 Costa Rica.
Mary Jobs a lot of my bless. Until Oberlin, that are my best. Tabernacle and swing ever lively. So no worry about me when you see me. What you know about God and unity? Tell me what you know about Temple Hard and Golden Spring. Press gas, some gun, one of me thing my hand till
Look at those in the air, bro. I feel so free
Sean.
when I'm smoking my weed.
Sean.
Babylon, just give me a
Chano.
I beg you, just give me a breeze. I just flip after split till my brain lift after lift. Yes, my bones split after split. Pablo tell them this a one your natural mistake. Split after split till my brain lift after lift. I just flip after split. You shoulda known this a one your natural mistake. No worry about my herbs cause I eat you now by. No, I couldn't make a day go by before getting this vibe. So drug addict, do no bother try when the THC hit the pine high. Take me to a brand new state of mind where the radar cannot find me. No mining in the cockpit. Split after split. Till my brain.
Out of drinking alcohol, smoking herbs, smoking cigarette. Which one is more harmful?
Look at no things they say about you ain't true. I feel so free when I'm smoking my weed. Babylon, just give me a ace, please. I beg you, just give me a break.
Party can't done.
Split after split, till my brain lift after lift. Yes, my bones split after split. Pablo tell them this a one your natural mistake. Split after split, till my brain lift after lift. I just split after split. You shoulda known this a one your natural mistake. No worry about my herbs cause I eat you now by. No, I couldn't make a day go by before getting this vibe. So drug addict, do no bother try when the THC hit the pine high. Take me to a brand new state of mind where the radar cannot find me. No mining in the cockpit. Split after split. Till my brain lift after lift. I just split after split. Pablo tell them this is one your natural mistake. Split after split. Till my brain lift after lift. If you're born split after split, then you woulda know about the natural mistake. Me need a Jamaican or California indica, and if you good, me will call your phone for Z. West brain bubble. From yesterday, him say him have a phone for me. I'm a no say a homegrown. I owe that I call me pass that phone. G Cole in a South Florida, I roam. Flex FM, Mellow FM, me feel irate. Lift after split. Till my brain lift after lift. Yes, my bun split after split. I will not tell them this is one your natural mistake. Split after split. Till my brain lift after lift. If your bun split after split, then you woulda know about the natural mistake. I feel so free when I smoke in my weed. Babylon, just give me a ace, please. I beg you, just give me a break. Do we do no legalize it? Nah, do no wrong. So why you no fight it? Bill and split and light it. Although me know them no like it. I just split after split. Till my brain lift after lift. Yes, my bun split after split. I'm not tell them this is one your natural mistake. Split after split. Till my brain lift after lift. If your bun split after split.
Scott Spliff, ladies and gentlemen. 369, the album is Jadon.
My herbs cause I eat you now by. No, I couldn't make a day go by.
Mama Elise at Quality Days. That's all we gonna drop, you know what I mean?
So just add it.
Jano, one of my favorite artists, y'all go check him out. Jadon, ladies and gentlemen, big things. Almost that time to get up out of here. We'll squeeze out that. Hey. Costa Rica fam, Wagwan, San Jose Massive, Wagwan.
What's up now?
Hako.
Watch me now, I roll me a roll. Watch me now, me know what me know. Serious things are no joke, man, a joke. Been through a lot, but I grow, we a grow. Watch me now, I roll me a roll out. Watch me now, me know. Been through a lot, yeah. But I rule my soul. They don't get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now. Them never get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now. Oh. No more living in illusion, this crystal clear. We have to define the future, pollution start because they mark the law. Now everything is gonna flip to the default. So why you throwing stones? Your house is glass. You fling away the food and then you end up starved. I try to paint the lion. I never cross, I wonder why you do that. They don't get it at all. They don't get it at all.
Yeah, man, plus disturbance, ladies and gentlemen.
Them never get it at all.
Them said them not get it at all.
They don't get it at all.
They don't, I'm telling you, they don't.
No.
They don't.
After them searching my soul, but I them can't find. Quite obvious, so we are not the same kind. There's a price on your soul, but there's none on mine. Between a real and fake, there is a thin line. See those signs along the road, yes, still have the bunks up on the wall. Like you don't get it at all. They don't get it at all.
I want to thank you so much for rocking me today, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all big time. Remember, if you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, Homegrown with G Cole is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever listening to podcasts. We are there, all right? We'll listen to some great music. We talk to some great people. I want to thank tonight's guest, Queen Elise Kelly. Sorry about that freezing, man. I told you I got a realtor here for you. Come to South Florida. Be warm and tote. I like me. It's kind of chilly. It's kind of chilly, but it ain't freezing like you got it. You know what I mean?
Crabs in the bar, they got a rat race. None gone, no win, and everybody shall fail. Seek in yourself and you shall be free. Most people scared to do it. No people not gonna come to it. No people just not gonna know it. No people minding that free, they don't get it at all.
What up, Twitch fam?
Yeah, they don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now. Watch me now.
Nakikinika sa música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.
I rule my soul, them don't get it at all. Them don't get it at all. Watch me now, them never get it at all. They don't get it at all. Watch me now. Yeah.
It's about that time, man. It's about that time. It's about that time.
It's whoa. Talking about words, all words, all words. Words of upliftment, words of downfall, words to make you answer every time I call. Words that can do bad things, words that can do good, words to make you live upright, accept reality as you should. Words to make you humble, words that flash out fuse, words to make you strive to win, and words to make you lose. Words of distraction, words of confusion, words that make you rob and kill. You have words to make you sit and chill. Talking about words, oh words.
Remember, we just had a reggae genealogy, the panel discussion and launch party. February 10th coming up is going to be reggae genealogy, the actual show. All right. Trust me, the evolution is reggae music covering everything. You know what? Let me tell you. Check this out. Let me.
February is Reggae Month. Groove to the sounds of Jamaica at Reggae Genealogy. The origins, evolution, and influence of Jamaican music. Join us for the best of mental, ska, reggae, dancehall, EDM, hip-hop, reggaeton, Afrobeats, and more at Reggae Genealogy. The concert. Get tickets now at reggaegenealogy.org. Saturday, February 10th, 3 to 9 p.m. at Broward Mall's Northeast parking lot. Brought to you by Island Space Caribbean Museum.
I gotta go, fam. Thank y'all so much for the love.
Talking about words, all words, all words. Words of upliftment, words of downfall, words to make you answer every time I call.
Catch y'all this Thursday. Another special guest. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Some conversations going on right now in the industry. We gotta have, you know what I mean? Drop a little hint. Some words or some comments are made recently, and some people are in an uproar, you know what I mean? In Jamaica, to come to this whole dance hall thing. Talent scheme, you know what I mean? All the Afro beats, all that. But sometimes we got to get to the bottom of things, right? Things ain't always what they seem. So make sure you're right here on Thursday. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a convo, all right? I love y'all, man. Thank you so much for the vibe.
Talking about words, oh words. The power of words, oh words.
Large Applause Creative Magazine. Thank you so much for the love, man. Appreciate it. Much love, much love, much love, much love. Thank you. Y'all be safe out there, brother. Gotta go.
All works, all works. You can have your woman and you call her hubby, while a man can have his woman.